Yes, they certainly do. Thank you, LD. We'll return to the commentary desk, of course, for game number 2. But LGD do indeed find themselves a game away from making it through the lower bracket. Let's find out from our panel members what they thought of game 1. We'll start with Purge. Interestingly, LGD is a very long game and possibly shouldn't have been if they hadn't been so, I don't know, cautious, I want to say, in the mid-game.
I mean, I think the way that they played was relatively fine. I agreed with your guys' assessment in some ways that the draft was better on Empire, but the significant thing was that maybe just weathered every roam on him. He basically played Dragonite versus a dual lane, and he still farmed about as good as Scandal did, and he still ended up getting 17 kills at the end of the game and being one of the top farms. Like, he weathers everything, and he still does amazing. So with that kind of an early start and having to play from behind, it's like this patient, deliberate play that LGD, they looked really good that game, in my opinion, and they constantly played over Empire, and they always initiate properly. You
even said it. You were like, he's playing a Dragon Knight. It doesn't look like he's playing a Dragon Knight. He has almost 30,000 net worth. He's tied with the Ember Spirit, tied with the Slark, way ahead of the opposite mid hero. Just unbelievable performance by Maybe.
We have said so many times in the tournament, right? DP should destroy a Dragon Knight. Yesterday, he won against Mushi's DP. Today, he won against Scandal's DP. When he plays the Dragon Knight, it looks like the other way around.
Isn't it odd, though, that in both occasions, and I noticed this yesterday when they did it, and today, whenever that ult goes off from DP, they're like, we're out of here. They're playing ultra cautious. That was what I meant about the cautiousness. They respect it almost. Yeah. Or is it nerves? I almost think it's genuine respect for the hero. They're just like, okay, we're just going to back away. We'll wait our time.
Oh, absolutely. We were kind of like saying it between the three of us. We saw Scandal, like, the only times he really even used his ultimates, it wasn't a team fight ultimate.
He has to come together as well. You can't just count on those two players every game.
All right, let's go through the highlights.
This was a big one. The first Roshan gets low. Ramses is forced. He gets forced to use everything, but they do end up picking up aggressive here. And I feel like it's really hard for the Disruptor this game. He needs to have his position perfectly to get those the ultimates off on people. But it's very hard, especially once the BKB start coming out. If he misplaces his ult in one situation, it costs them the entire fight.
Right. At best, they would only kill one hero on LGD in a lot of cases. Like, oh, they killed aggressive there, but they weren't even close to killing Dragon Knight in that fight.
Yeah, and this was a huge fight that ended up going very poorly for Empire. Miposhka was unfortunate that he went in and he didn't catch anybody with the silence. He gets the stun on Maybe, but Maybe gets his BKB off, and they end up wasting the Disruptor ulti again. They didn't get the Disruptor ulti on the two supports. They didn't get on the backline. They didn't get it on the Ember Spirit. So they were just able to use their spells absolutely freely. And this was the one time when Exorcism was used in a team fight, and it lasted for 8 seconds. He just died instantly right after it was popped.
Before that, the only times the team fought was when they actually picked off Scandal on the DP, which was a lot of times. Like, he got caught out a lot.
Right there? Yeah.
Right there. They focused him down first, and then they team fight. The last fight, as you said, was the first time, I think, in the whole game where Exorcism went off and they actually fought the fight. Because they saw Disruptor ult is down, we have a chance here, and then just took it.
Yeah. They ended up killing the egg, but that was maybe one of the better fights for them. They almost got Maybe as well, but nice Remnant usage there.
Yeah, you were saying as well, like, it's very hard to play the Death Prophet in this game. So, like, as much as it may have looked like Scandal was just like out of position at these times, it's extremely difficult for him. They don't have any way to save him. The 4 staffs are like the only potential to save him from once he gets initiated on.
Playing DP without a hero that can save you is really, really hard, because you're always #1 priority for every team in every fight. You're the #1 focus, and if the team can't keep you alive, you will lose the fight.
Yeah.
And this is the style that LGD's been playing. Sometimes they do it with Tidehunter instead, but I personally felt like single target disables fits them a little bit better, because it's less reliant on going all in on a fight. If you initiate with Ravage and you only hit 2 heroes, then Tide's impact is kind of done for the fight. But if you can jump in with Dragon Knight, who's super farmed, even a Beastmaster on some of those lower cooldown abilities, or a Lion, it lets you weave in and out of the fights a bit more. And that's, like Paul pointed out, he said, every time Exorcism is popped, they get scared. But I think that's because they say, okay, Exorcism, give this 2 seconds to reassess and say, do we fully retreat? Can we go back in? And they play around that very well. They look great this game, I think.
Something we criticized a lot with LGD was they relied a lot on those team fight ultis with a lot of cooldown, like a very, very long cooldown. And this game, the biggest cooldown was the Supernova, which is at 110. But they don't even need that to properly fight, because they just jump in, pick one off, and then Empire already can't team fight anymore.
Yeah, it was just like Ramsey's kind of running between 4 or 5 heroes trying to do his best, but they did a really good job of kiting him around. The heroes that LGD have were very good versus that, and maybe it was just too massive. Like, honestly, like 24,000 net worth on a Dragon Knight. There's almost no way for a Slart to kill him alone. And then this was quite a big mistake by Miposhka, unfortunately. Going out to get the ward out, LGD gets 3 kills out of this, I believe.
And it was the game.
It's pretty much the game-losing move.
But
yeah.
in the end, it looked really, really bad for them before that already.
Yeah.
Maybe he tried some sneaky ward that gives them the advantage, you know, like high risk, high reward play. Didn't pay off in the end, but they definitely had problems before that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if a Death Prophet dies that much and he's matching the form of a Beastmaster, he can't compete with the other cores. Yeah. It's impossible.
He needs to be really tanky on the hero.
Yeah,
he wasn't.
His item progression was like, he got a very early Veil, he got a pretty early Yule Scepter, he even got a decently timed BKB, you could say, but then it just absolutely stopped. It plateaued at